Hi folks, Bob Collins for Diver Supply. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't been here before, please think about subscribing. And of course, we always enjoy having your comments below, or just hit the like or the dislike button, completely up to you. We've got here a little review on the Quad Air Complete. Now, the Quad Air Complete includes the transmitter, and this is a pretty unique transmitter. We're going to talk about it in just a second. I think you'll agree with me, as a diver, it sure is nice to have complete information during your dive. And one of the nice things about Maury's Quattro Air, because it is a air integrated computer, not only is it air integrated, it is wireless, better known as hoseless. This particular unit has what they're calling a jumbo display. It has two customizable fields, and it's fairly light. It's only 1.5 pounds. And one of the things about it is it's pretty compact too, even though it says it's got a jumbo screen. It's 7 by 8 by 1.5. It's hoseless. So the transmitters, it will actually hook up to 3 different transmitters. So you could be watching your computer with your hoseless transmitter. You could have your wife or your significant other or your buddy. Also, they could have transmitters on their first stages and transmit into your Quad Air. So pretty unique system, being able to do 3. Now, one of the things about it, it's a 4-button operation, which is very, very convenient. We call it the Quad Air Complete, and the reason we call it the Quad Air Complete is because it comes with the transmitter. Now, one of the unique things about this particular Maury's transmitter is it has an LED here on the end, and the LED flashes either green or yellow or red, and the frequency of the flashing, it all depends on where the air pressure is that's in your tank. So you could actually just glance across at your dive buddy and see that their green light, their green LED is still flashing, or their yellow LED light is flashing, and you would have some understanding. Can you use this LED with a different computer? Yes, you could actually mount this transmitter as a signal on some other type of first stage, even if it's not connected, and you will have a visual cue to another diver's air state, which is pretty darn handy. When you pair these two, it's called permanent pairing, even though it's not exactly permanent, until you pair a different unit. Every time you use it, you don't have to repair it, which makes it very, very nice. It's multi-gas capable, which means you've got the ability to put in different nitrox mixes. It has a stopwatch capability also. It also has your deco planner and dive planner system in the unit, which makes it very handy. Max depth on this unit is 492 feet. Not that most of us are going to be going there. It's nice to know that it's got a pretty darn deep pressure rating on it. The memory capability is 100 hours of memory. And of course, the sampling rate is every 5 seconds, which is normal within the dive computer industry. You can, of course, choose either metric or imperial. I've got this one set to imperial. You can choose freshwater, saltwater. You can do your gas switching while you're underwater. It's got a no-fly countdown on it, and it's got a safety stop countdown on it also as you reach that safety stop. If you go into deco, it will let you know, and then it will set those deep stops and those deco stops, and you can follow those along. In both the computer And in the transmitter, the batteries are user replaceable, which makes it very nice. You're not having to send it back into the company. Other options include a number of different audible alarms. And of course, time saturation graph is also visible on the Quad Air. The Quad Air also has an Ascent rate indicator, which is really nice. And it'll actually show you in a reading what that particular ascent rate is. It has altitude adjustment. One of the nice things about it is that the ability, when you hook it up to the internet, you can connect it and do firmware upgrades. You also have a really nice logbook software system with the Maury's unit. It also allows the uploading of images and maps into the unit. Now, one thing about the LED transmitter that's kind of unique, when you turn it on, what it does, it will flash green 10 times at 4-second intervals to let you know that it has awoken. And then it will shut itself off basically, or go to sleep, I should say. And then once the pressure begins to change, it will, or lower, of course, as you use your air. Now, as you hit 1450 PSI, then the LED turns from green to yellow, and it will flash for you and indicate that you drop below that 1450, or basically a half a tank. And then as you hit 725, the LED will go from the yellow flash to a red flash, and it flashes red once every second to indicate that you're below that 725. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I dive, my dive buddies, 700 is our low on air limit, and then we're headed up together. We headed up to our safety stops, and that gives us plenty of air to get back on the boat. Having the ability to have all this information, easy to read, easy to see, the large screen really makes it enjoyable. And of course, the wireless transmitter makes it enjoyable to have that pressure visible on your wrist, whichever wrist you happen to wear your computer on. And of course, having an LED, now of course you can't see it, but your dive buddy can see it. So it's a huge benefit to be able to see these. Very handy, very nice if you're diving with maybe a young diver or an inexperienced diver. It sure is nice to have something like that, so you're able to just glance over, and it gives you a real sense of confidence as to what's going on with them in their air state. So think about using it for that reason too. What I'd like to do is give you an example of exactly what the transmitter looks like as it functions. And what I've done, I've got a Maury's Abyss 22 first and second stage here, and I've got a little pony bottle, and so I've got it hooked up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my air on. I've got about a little over 3,000 PSI on here, and it should take about 10 or 15 seconds or so for the light to blink. There we go. And then you'll see it blink once every 4 seconds. That's 2, 3, and 10. Okay, now it's gone to sleep, and let's just say we go out, we go diving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate that. I'm going to come down here to my second, and I'm going to very slowly let a little air out until we get a yellow blink. Now you can see we've got a yellow blink. You can see it's once every 4 seconds. Okay, we've got a red blink. You see it's once every second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link for the Quad Air Complete in the comment section. So if you're looking for a great, easy to read, customizable dive computer that gives you your air readings wirelessly and a very unique transmitter that gives you indications, or your dive buddy indications, how much air you have, you found it in the Quad Air Complete. Folks, thanks for watching. As we always say here at Diver Supply, dive safe.